Hello everyone and welcome to yet another fun yet informative workshop of Hamstech. Today we are going to have a fashion illustration workshop. I'm so glad that so many of you were able to join us today for this workshop. So let's just get started. Now, what is fashion illustration? Fashion illustration is nothing but drawing fashion. Now, before you even start drawing fashion, you need to know how to draw a basic fashion figure. And that is what we are going to be learning in this 3-day workshop of ours. And we are going to divide this workshop into 3 parts. For day 1, we are going to be learning how to draw a mechanical figure. What is a mechanical figure? A mechanical figure is nothing but the base for drawing a fashion figure, or nothing but a guideline for drawing a fashion figure. And using the mechanical figure, we will then be drawing a fleshed out fashion figure. Day 2, that is tomorrow, we will be learning how to draw a face for our fashion figure and how to add various facial features for our fashion figure, like the eyes, nose, lips, etc. Day 3, that is day after, we will be learning how to draw hairstyles. So we will be learning different types of hairstyles like the pixie, bob, messy bun. So we'll be learning different types. So by the end of this workshop, you will learn how to draw a basic front view fashion figure. I hope you are ready and you're excited to learn how to draw this. Now, what are the materials that you require? You will require paper, preferably A3 paper, but even if you do not have A3 paper and you just have, your bond paper, that's completely fine. The A4 size bond paper is also okay. You will need pencil, any HB pencil will do, eraser, any form of rendering material. You can use color pencils or you can use watercolor, whatever is handy for you at home. And you can have tracing sheets. Now, why do I need tracing sheets? You can just keep them handy in case you make like a mistake and you want to redo the entire thing. Instead of starting from scratch, you can just trace what you've already drawn previously. So these are the materials you do require. I hope you have them. And so let's just begin day 1 of our fashion illustration workshop. Yeah, so the first step to drawing a fashion figure is to draw a 30 centimeter vertical line. So using your ruler and your pencil, in the center of your sheet, I want you to draw a 30 centimeter vertical line. Now, how I'm just showing you the process for it. You can see on the side. Use your center of your sheet and draw a straight 30 centimeter vertical line. Make sure it's exactly 30 centimeters, because if it is too big, your fashion figure will become too tall. If it is too short, your fashion figure will become too short. Now, this is how your fashion figure should look. If you can see, this is the output, a 30 centimeter. I hope all of you have done it. And yes, this is step 1, drawing a 30 centimeter vertical line. Moving on. Now, once you've drawn a 30 centimeter vertical line, I want you to divide that same 30 centimeter that you have drawn into 10 equal parts. Now, of course, if you are dividing a 30 centimeter line into 10 equal parts, it's going to be 3 centimeters for each part. So, as you can see in the video on the side, you will just need to divide. Now, remember, use your scale very with a lot of concentration, exactly at 3 centimeter will be 1, 6 centimeter will be 0.2, so on and so forth. So equally divide your 30 centimeter line into 10 parts. Now this is how you do it. I hope you have done this, and this is how your output for step 2 is going to look like. A 30 centimeter line equally divided into 10 parts, with each part being 3 centimeter long. Just going to give you 2 to 3 seconds to make sure you have this done. Okay, moving on. Now once you have done step 1 and step 2, now using these 10 divisions that we have made, we will make the horizontal lines for our mechanical figure. So basically we are now finally starting to draw our mechanical figure. Now if you can see on the screen, I have given you the measurements for each part of the mechanical figure. We are going to be using these measurements to finally draw our mechanical figure. Now if you can see, if we begin here at 1.5, that is the center of 1 and 2, you are going to use that to draw a 2 centimeter line on each side. That is a total of 4 centimeters you will draw your first line. 2.5 is going to be your bust line. We are just making a an indication for that. Your waistline is going to be at 3.25, so between 3 and 4, and your waistline is 1 centimeter on each side. So we are actually drawing a total of 2 centimeters with 1 centimeter on each side. Yes, and then at 4.25, that is between 4 and 5, is going to be your hip line, which is again like your shoulder, 2 centimeters on each side. So here you have your basics for your torso ready. Now I hope all of you have done this. This is our basic measurements for our torso. Now all you have to do is join your shoulder line to your waistline and your waistline to your hip line on the either side, and this is the basic measurement or the basic mechanical figure for the torso. Easy, very easy right till now, right? So this is how you're supposed to do it. I hope all of you are following this and actually doing it. Now moving towards the neck. Now when you look, I have zoomed it in so that you can see your neck. You're going to take 0.5 centimeters on each side and draw a straight line until 1. So you can see 0.5, 0.5, a straight line, vertical line until 1. For our face, you're going to go a little bit below 1 and a little bit above 0 and make a mark. This is where you start and you draw an egg-shaped oval. Remember, your face for a fashion figure is not a circle, is not a oval. It's an egg-shaped figure. So if you can see, that is what I have drawn, an egg. So everything, our mechanical figure from the face to the torso to the neck is done. Moving on. Now once you have done this, our next step, I hope all of you have done everything till here, right? Our next step moving on is going to go towards making our legs. Now, how do we start? Our knees is at 6.5. So just make an indication at 6 or 6, and our ankles is going to be at 9 and our toes is going to be at 10 centimeter, I mean 10. So just make an indication for each of these. Yeah, I hope all of you have done this. Now, how do we draw our legs? Now, what do you do? In your knee point, you go 0.5 centimeters on each side, okay, and you draw your knees, which is 1 centimeter each. So you go 0.5 centimeters out from your vertical line and then take 1 centimeter for each knee. For your ankle, you go 0.75 centimeters on each side of your vertical line and draw 0.5 indications on each side for your ankle. So your ankles are 0.5 centimeters wide and it is 0.75 centimeters away from your vertical line. Right? I have written that as well, 0.75 and 0.5. Right? Now once you do this, all you have to do is join your line from your hip to your knee to your ankle for both your sides. And that is what I am doing right now for this mechanical figure as well. Yep. And just join your hips to your ankles and then you go again, your toes are again 1 centimeter each, so you go out 1 centimeter each and just finish it off with a line indicating the toes as well. That is how you draw the legs for your fashion figure. Moving on to our hands, we are just going to draw the shoulder socket right now on each side. This will be a starting point for us. Our elbows will be at 3.25, similar to where our waistline is, and so I have drawn that as well, and our palms will be at 5 to 5.5. There is where our palms will be. Now using this, we will draw our mechanical figure for our hands as well. So each hand, the elbow width is 0.5. So you'll start from your shoulder, take 0.5 on each side, and that is going to be your shoulder elbow width, and then join it again to your wrist, which will be slightly lesser than 0.5, and you can do the same on both the sides like you can see, and then finally draw your palms. Now for your palms, you draw a bigger V, like you can see outwardly facing, a bigger V and a smaller V inwardly facing. So that is how you draw your mechanical figure. I hope this is clear and you guys have understood how to draw your mechanical figure. Now moving on. Now once you have drawn your mechanical figure, now this is how your mechanical figure is going to look like. I'm just going to wait for about 5 to 10 seconds for those of you who are maybe lagging behind slightly while drawing this. I'm just going to wait for you to finish up whatever whatever you could not finish while I was teaching it. on. Now once we have drawn our mechanical figure, our next step would be to flesh out. That is, draw fleshed out a real life figure using our mechanical figure as a guideline. Now this is the process that we are going to follow for the same. Now if you have a tracing sheet, you can place your tracing sheet over your mechanical figure. If you do not have a tracing sheet, just erase out your mechanical figure so that it's not very dark, and it's just slight indications for you to follow. Just lighten your mechanical figure a little bit. If not, you can just use a tracing sheet, place it over your mechanical figure, and we will begin fleshing out. Now how do we begin fleshing out our mechanical figure? We start off by redrawing the face again. Now you don't have to do anything for the face, you just have to use the guidelines of an egg-shaped figure, egg-shaped oval, and draw your face. Now when you come to the neck, people usually draw the neck as an L shape like this, but no, it is a gradual curve. So you go a little bit vertical down and then take a gradual curve on each side. That is how you draw your neck as well as your shoulder. For your hands, for the outer arm, you draw an outward facing slight curve, and for an inward arm is just a straight line. For the lower arm, it's a slight curve on the top for the inner arm, and just a slight curve for the outer arm, like you can see. I am doing it again for the left hand side as well. So it's straight and a steep curve and straight. For the outside, it's a slight curve and then again another slight curve. Now this is how you will draw. Remember, there is an inward facing curve for your elbows. Now using your bust line, you will draw small semicircles on each side to indicate the bust, and then using your indication, draw an inward curve for the waist. Moving on to, now we are moving on to the panty line. For the figure is just two small semicircles on each side, and then the waistline, and slightly above the waistline will be your navel. So we have given an indication for the navel as well. For your legs, like you can see, you are drawing an outward facing curve going down and slowly drawing another curve below your knees, and a small indication of a small curve for your knee. Remember, like your elbow, it's an inward curve at your knee and your elbow, and that is indicated for your knees. For your toes, it's very simple, just follow the guidelines of your mechanical figure, and you just have to redraw that line again. Moving on to our hands, the palms of our hands, all we have to do is use that indication, draw a slight curve, then draw your thumb like you can see, and a smaller finger at the back to show your fingers at the back. Let's draw it again so that you can see it more properly. A V, a small V, use that to draw a curved V on either side, and then a finger at the back. So let's do it for the other side as well. A V, a bigger V, and then a curve to finish it out. And here your fleshed out figure is completely ready. Yeah, now just to finish it off, let's just draw indications for the collarbones on the top. Like you can see your armhole on each side, and let's just draw a bralette so that it makes it look much more decent than just a normal figure. And there you have it, the collarbones are nothing but a tick mark on each side of your shoulder. And yeah, and our um, fleshed out figure is completely ready. Now this is how your figure is actually going to look like. I'm just going to wait for about 10 seconds for you all to finish this entire process. You can take a look at the figure on the screen, make any changes that you want for yourself as well, so that you have a perfect figure right now. So that's it for today's workshop. I hope all of you have finished drawing the entire fleshed out figure. Make sure you practice this entire process as much as you can, because the more practice you get, the faster you'll get it at it, and the better you'll get at it. And there come a time where you'll not even need the mechanical figure. You'll be able to draw the fleshed out figure even without the help of a mechanical figure. I hope you guys really enjoyed and actually learned something from today's workshop. Remember, tomorrow we will be back with part 2 of our fashion illustration workshop. We will be learning how to draw faces for a fashion figure, and it's going to be just as much fun and just as much informative. So please join us tomorrow, same time, same place.